Hello, it is February 2nd, 2025. I'm your host, Keith, going to be reading Leviticus 16 through 18. Let us jump right into this.
I'm just messing around, guys. Welcome back to the channel. I like to be weird every now and then. We're all a little bit weird in our own ways. If you missed last episode, we just got a whole bunch of new rules for people, especially with leprosy, and what to do with them and their garments and how to clean them, and then about people and their excretions or discharges and the woman's time of the month. So it was a little daunting. It was a long read. Hopefully today, it'll be a little bit shorter. Let's just hop right into this. Leviticus 16:1, the Day of Atonement. Now the Lord spoke to Moses after the death of the two sons of Aaron, when they offered the profane fire before the Lord and died. And the Lord said to Moses, "Tell Aaron, your brother, not to come at just any time to the holy place inside the veil before the mercy seat which is on the ark, lest he die. For I will appear in the cloud above the mercy seat. Thus Aaron shall come into the holy place with the blood of a young bull as a sin offering, and of a ram as a burnt offering. He shall put the holy linen tunic and the linen trousers on his body. He shall be girded with a linen sash, and with the linen turban he shall be attired. These are holy garments, therefore he shall wash his body in water, and then put them on. And he shall take from the congregation of the children of Israel 2 kids of the goats as a sin offering, and put 1 ram as a burnt offering. Aaron shall offer the bull as a sin offering for which is for himself, and to make atonement for himself and for his house. He shall take the 2 goats and present them before the Lord at the door of the tabernacle of meeting. Then Aaron shall cast lots for the 2 goats, 1 lot for the Lord, and the other lot for the scapegoat. And Aaron shall bring the goat on which is in the Lord's lot fell, and offer it as a sin offering. Let me reread that. And Aaron shall bring the goat on which the Lord's lot fell, and offer it as a sin offering. But the goat for which is on the lot fell to be the scapegoat shall be presented alive before the Lord to make atonement upon it, and to let it go as the scapegoat into the wilderness. And Aaron shall bring the bull of the sin offering, for which is for himself, and make atonement for himself and for his house, and shall kill the bull as a sin offering, for which is for himself. Then he shall take the censer full of burning coals of fire from the altar before the Lord, with his hands full of sweet incense, beaten fine, and bring it inside the veil. And the censer, I looked it up actually, it's like a little metal canister with like holes in it, and it's like for like burning, and like you can like dangle it and like make the smoke go places. So anyway, then he shall take the censer full of burning coals of fire from the altar before the Lord, with his hands full of sweet incense beaten fine, and bring it inside the veil. And he shall put the incense of the fire before the Lord, that the cloud of incense may cover the mercy seat, that is the testimony, lest he die. So you got like the ark, which holds the testimony, then you have the mercy seat above it. So he's making a cloud of, I guess, like the smoke of the fire above that mercy seat. He shall take some of the blood of the bull and sprinkle it with his finger on the mercy seat on the east side, and before the mercy seat he shall sprinkle some of the blood with his finger 7 times. And then he shall kill the goat of the sin offering, which is for the people, bring its blood inside the veil, and do with that blood as he did with the blood of the bull, and sprinkle it on the mercy seat and before the mercy seat. So he shall make atonement for the holy place because of the uncleanliness of the children of Israel, and because of their transgressions, for all their sins. And he shall do for the tabernacle of meeting which remains among them in the midst of their uncleanliness. There shall be no man in the tabernacle of meeting when Aaron goes into make atonement in the holy place, until he comes out, that he may make atonement for himself, for his household, and for the assembly of Israel. And he shall go out of the altar that is before the Lord, and make atonement for it, and shall take some of the blood of the bull and some of the blood of the goat, and put it on the horns of the altar all around. Then he shall sprinkle some of the blood on it with his finger 7 times, cleanse it and consecrate it from the uncleanliness of the children of Israel. And I don't know when it says like to cleanse and consecrate it, if that's just like saying a prayer over it, like once he's like sprinkling it with the blood. But let me know what y'all think. So onward. And when he has made an end of the atoning for the holy place and of the tabernacle of meeting and the altar, he shall bring in the live goat. Aaron shall lay both hands over the head of the live goat, confess over it all the iniquities of the children of Israel and all their transgressions concerning all their sins, putting them on the head of the goat, and shall send it away into the wilderness by the hand of a suitable man. The goat shall bear on itself all their iniquities in uninhabited land, or all those iniquities to an uninhabited land, and he shall release the goat into the wilderness. Then Aaron shall come into the tabernacle of meeting and take off the linen garments which he had put on when he went to the holy place, and shall leave them there. And he shall wash his body with water in a holy place, put on his garments, come out, and offer his burnt offering and the burnt offering of the people, and make atonement for himself and for the people. The fat of the sin offering he shall burn on the altar. And he who released the goat as the scapegoat shall wash his clothes and bathe his body in water, and afterward he may come into the camp. The bull for the sin offering and the goat for the sin offering, whose blood was brought into the make atonement in the holy place, shall be carried outside the camp, and they shall burn in the fire their skins, their flesh, and their offal, or offal. That's OFFAL. Then he who burns them shall wash his clothes and bathe his body in water, and afterward he may come into the camp. This shall be a statute forever for you. In the 7th month, on the 10th day of the month, you shall afflict your souls and do no work at all, whether a native of your own country or a stranger who dwells with you. For on the day that the priest shall make atonement for you, to cleanse you, that you may be clean from your sins before the Lord, it is a Sabbath of solemn rest for you, and you shall afflict your souls. It is a statute forever. So I guess that's like the 10th day of July. And the priest who is anointed and consecrated to minister as a priest in his father's place shall make atonement and put on the linen clothes, the holy garments. Then he shall make atonement for the holy sanctuary, and he shall make atonement for the tabernacle of meeting and for the altar. He shall make atonement for his priest and for the people of the assembly. This shall be an everlasting statute for you, to make atonement for the children of Israel and all of their sins once a year. And he did as the Lord commanded Moses. So that's a lot of pressure on Aaron, and to like pass that down from generation to generation to all his sons. And and I'm pretty sure like if they don't do all these things, or if they like make a mishap, they get struck dead. So you'd think they'd run out of people if they like miss too many steps at some point, and then like all the information would get lost. Maybe they have it all written down somewhere. That'd be a good thing. So that was Leviticus 16. On to Leviticus 17. The sanctity of blood. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron, to his sons, and to all the children of Israel, and say to them, This is the thing which the Lord has commanded, saying, Whatever man of the house of Israel who kills an ox or a lamb or a goat in the camp, or who kills it outside the camp, and does not bring it into the door of the tabernacle of meeting to offer an offering to the Lord before the tabernacle of the Lord, the guilt of bloodshed shall be imputed to that man. He has shed blood and that man shall be cut off from his people to the end that the children of Israel may bring their sacrifices which they offer in the open field, that they may bring them to the Lord at the door of the tabernacle of meeting to the priest, and offer them as peace offerings to the Lord. And the priests shall sprinkle the blood on the altar of the Lord at the door of the tabernacle of meeting, and burn the fat for a sweet aroma to the Lord. They shall no more offer their sacrifices to demons, after whom they have played the harlot. This shall be a statute forever for them throughout their generations. So, it's like, can they not kill any animal without making an offering? Or it says an ox or a lamb or a goat in the camp, or he kills it outside the camp. So it's like, if they're going to eat something like that, they always have to make an offering to the Lord from it at the tabernacle. I'm not sure. If that's the case, it seems like someone's got to be at the tabernacle at all times to process all this. But anyway, onward. It says, also you shall say to them, whatever man of the house of Israel or the strangers who dwell among you, who offers a burnt offering or sacrifice and does not bring it to the door of the tabernacle of meeting to offer it to the Lord, that man shall be cut from among his people. And whatever man of the house of Israel or the strangers who dwell with you, who eats any blood, I will set my face against that person who eats blood, and will cut him off from among his people. For the life of the flesh is in the blood, and I have given it to you upon the altar to make atonement for your sins, for it is the blood that makes atonement for the soul. Therefore I said to the children of Israel, no one among you shall eat blood, nor shall any stranger who dwells among you eat blood. Whatever man of the children of Israel or the strangers who dwell among you who hunts and catches an animal or a bird that may be eaten, he shall pour out its blood and cover it with dust. For it is the life of all the flesh. It is blood that sustains life. Therefore I said to the children of Israel, you shall not eat any blood of the flesh, for the life of all the flesh is its blood. Whoever eats it shall be cut off. And every person who eats what died naturally, or what was torn by beasts, whether he is native of your own country or a stranger, he shall both wash his clothes and bathe in water, and be unclean until evening. Then he shall be clean. But if he does not wash them or bathe his body, then he shall bear his guilt. So I wonder if it's like, when they says the people that eat the blood get cut off from the people, if that means like, say you're children of Israel and you eat the blood, then you're no longer a child of Israel. So like, you're not like good in the eyes of the Lord. So like, you won't be like getting to heaven, because like in the book so far, we haven't learned like about heaven and hell, it seems like, and like dying. So it's like, when these people die, what exactly happens to them, do you think? Like, are they with the Lord? Are they in hell already? Or do the people just get exiled and they still have like the blessing of the Lord? They're just exiled from like being with the people, and they're cut off, and so they have to go and make it on their own. And that's a hard life in itself, but maybe they still do that. Some people might choose to do that. I don't know. But anyway, that's Leviticus 17. On to Leviticus 18. Laws of sexual morality. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, speak to the children of Israel and say to them, I am the Lord your God. According to the doings of the land of Egypt, where you dwelt, you shall not do, and according to the doings of the land of Canaan, where I am bringing you, you shall not do, nor you shall walk in their ordinances. You shall observe my judgments and keep my ordinances to walk in them. I am the Lord your God. You shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man does, he shall live by them. I am the Lord. None of you shall approach anyone who is near or of kin to him to uncover his nakedness. I am the Lord. The nakedness of your father or the nakedness of your mother you shall not uncover. She is your mother. You shall not uncover her nakedness. The nakedness of your father's wife, you shall not uncover, for it is your father's nakedness. So I guess like if it's like your stepmom, I guess, like how the men had multiple wives. So basically like her naked is like your father's nakedness. And the nakedness of your sister, the daughter of your father, or the daughter of your mother, whether born at home or elsewhere, their nakedness you shall not uncover. The nakedness of your son's daughter or your daughter's daughter, their nakedness you shall not uncover, for theirs is your own nakedness. The nakedness of your father's wife's daughter, begotten for your father, she is your sister, you shall not uncover her nakedness. So I guess it's like a half sister. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your father's sister. She is near kin to your father. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your mother's sister, for she is kin of your mother. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your father's brother. You shall not approach his wife. She is your aunt. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your daughter-in-law. She is your son's wife. You shall not uncover her nakedness. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your brother's wife. It is your brother's nakedness. You shall not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter, nor you shall take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness. They are of kin to her. It is wickedness. Nor shall you take a woman as a rival to her sister to uncover her nakedness while the other is alive. You shall not approach a woman to uncover her nakedness as long as she lives in her customary impurity. Moreover, you shall not lie carnally with your neighbor's wife to defile yourself with her. You shall not let any of your descendants pass through the fire of Molech, nor shall you profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. You shall not lie with a male as with a woman. It's an abomination. Okay. So basically, I guess he's like talking to us as like we're a man. You shall not lie with a male or a man like, as you would with a woman. And so I think what he's like saying, like you shouldn't uncover the like nakedness. That means like I don't think to like necessarily like see them naked, but like that's to, like lie with them or like have sex, I assume. So yeah, nor shall you mate with any animal to defile yourself with it, nor shall any woman stand before an animal to mate with it. It is perversion. Do not defile yourselves with any of these things, for by which all these nations are defiled, which I am casting out before you. So I guess like all these people like in the land of Canaan and Egypt, they were doing all these nasty things. For the land is defiled, therefore I visit the punishment of its iniquity upon it, and the land vomits out its inhabitants. You shall keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations, either any of your own nation or any stranger of who dwells among you. For these abominations the men of the land have done, who are before you, and thus the land is defiled, lest the land vomit you out also when you defile it, as it vomited out the nations that were before you. For whoever commits any of these abominations, the persons who commit them shall be cut off from among their people. Therefore you shall keep my ordinance, so that you do not commit any of these abominable customs which were committed before you, and that you do not defile yourselves by them. I am the Lord your God. So there we have it. A lot more instruction, a lot more stuff to like be mindful of, to walk the line of good, and a lot of it makes sense, Yeah, and the blood is like the life fluid, So I don't know. My mind's kind of blank right now. I usually have a lot more to add and ramble about, but yeah, that's gonna do it for us. February the 2nd. Tune in tomorrow. We'll keep going from there. Thank you so much.